In this video, I'll be talking about how to use the transition effect. Now, the transition property means that if you want a property of an element to go from one value to another value, you use transition. Now, this is easier to understand if I show you an actual example. So let's create a divider. Let's give this divider an ID of A. Let's set its height to 300 pixels. Let's set its width to 300. Let's set a background color of red. And what the effect I want to do is I want whenever I hover my mouse cursor over this element, I want its width to go from 300 pixels to 500 pixels. Whenever I put my mouse over this element, I want the width to go from 300 pixels to 500 pixels. So I would first need to write hover, meaning this just as a reminder means whenever I hover my mouse over this element with ID of A, I want the width to be 500 pixels. Now, transition is set with a transition property. And the syntax is the first word I would write is the CSS property I want to transition. So I would write, let's say in our case would be width. And I want this transition to happen over 3 seconds, okay? So let me show you what this will look like in our browser. See? Notice how it starts at a smaller value and then over a few seconds it gets larger. That's transition in action. Hey, another thing too. Notice how when I removed the mouse cursor, it goes back to its original value. These are the two main effects of transition effect. Now, if I did not have transition, here's what would have happened. See, it moves, the element moves instantly from 300 to 500. It moves instantly back from 500 to 300. So that's the cool effect of transition. You can make things move from one point to another point slowly. And as a reminder, the first thing you set is the property, and the second value you set is how long you want the transition process to be. Anyways, I believe this finishes our video. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next time.